Hey guys, welcome back. It has been a long time.
Where you been?
I have been KO'd. I caught some sort of flu.
Sick.
I was mashed up. As you can see, my voice still hasn't really recovered just yet, but I do feel so much better than I was feeling before. With that being said, today's video is actually a highly requested video for some reason. Knowing that there's so many thousands, millions of tutorials here on YouTube, but you guys want a tutorial from me. I don't know why. This is going to be quite interesting. If you didn't know already, I have some sort of like nerve issue, so it's just like a bit shaky, so I'm going to try my hardest to teach you. This is the same exact routine that I use to do every client's eyebrows as well, so let's tune in and get straight into it. Please note that my brow tutorial is actually tips that I've got from so many other makeup artists whilst being a makeup artist, and I just find that this way just works the best for me. These are my brows currently. First things first, I'm going in with my cleanser wipes. I always make sure to clear my area and get rid of any excess oils that I may have on my face. These cleanser wipes are actually my favorite cleanser wipes, and they smell like cucumber, so they're quite refreshing. I used the L'Oreal Infallible brows in the shades Brunette and Light Brunette. I'm going to use the spoolie side and I'm going to brush my hairs up. I am going in with the Brunette pencil first. This is the darker version to the light brunette. We're going to basically line our eyebrow and try and create such a straight line. Not necessarily a straight line, but like a straight line or a straight curve, trying to get that bottom brow to be as good as possible. I am the worst at explaining, but guys, just bear with me. I'm more of a visual learner than I am a talker person, so let's get into it. Notice how I'm also going back and forth, that back and forth with emotion, and I'm doing it super light because I still want that line to be super straight. But that is how faint the line is, and I also make sure to start towards like here because I'm also going to line that line to the other side. Towards the end, I've made it slightly more darker, but it's okay. So it looks like this. And then you can see like on this side how it might need to go up a bit more. It's really just your preference, but this is how I do my brows. Then you would want to look straight. Obviously I'm recording today, so I can't really just put my mirror like in front of you guys' faces. Put the mirror in front of me and then I will try and be like, yeah, okay, cool. This needs to go up a bit, this might need to go down, and I'll just go from there. So I'm gonna quickly just mimic the line just a tiny bit. This step is not even really important, but just look at your brows like up here, have the mirror in front of you, look left, look right, just so you know how your eyebrows look from different positions. I like to do this because then at least I know that it's like the perfect line and then the perfect curve. As I've done this, I can see that when it comes to concealer time, then I can take off just a tiny bit off of that eyebrow pencil. The same thing I did with my bottom part of my brow, we're going to do the same to the top. The only thing is that we're not going to start from here. We're actually going to start from like here, like a quarter into the brow, because I hate a box brow. You want to get as close as possible to the hair, and you just want to just drag, in a way, drag it out. We're not filling the brow in, we are just lining. I would definitely say it looks like a hot mess. As we're going on, we definitely have to trust the process. I'm now going to go in with the light brunette pencil, and with the light brunette pencil I am going to fill in the tips of my brows. This shade will definitely be like the exact shade of my eyebrow here. I'm gonna go in now with that spoolie brush, and I'm just gonna brush all of this out, kind of like blending it out. They don't have to be so harsh, but literally just take your time to really blend them out. I feel like I spend at least 10 minutes doing my eyebrows. I use either one or the other depending on my mood. The PC51 and the PC52 brushes from Peaches and Cream. These are two very well-rounded brushes and they have a nice curve so that you're able to carve out your arch. Yeah, these are my two favorite brushes for brow. And a concealer that is either your foundation shade or 1 to 2 shades lighter. LA Pro Girl will always be that girl, and for some reason I always find that she is literally the best to carve out brows with. The LA Pro Girl concealer has always been that girl, and she has never ever failed anyone before. But I do really love the Huda concealer too. I've decided to mix the LA Pro Girl concealer together with the Huda Beauty concealer. Pure Beige in the LA Pro Girl and Caramel Corn in Huda Beauty. Starting off with the bottom, we're gonna start off with the middle and bring it in. Middle and bring it in. I can't see what it is I'm doing right now, but you kind of get the gist. We're starting from the middle and then arching. You want to get as close to the line as possible. As it gets towards the arch, I'm gonna bring it up. Back onto the other eye. You want to look straight as you're doing this as well. The focus you have when you're doing your brows should be the focus you have as if you was doing a surgery. That's the best way to do it. Otherwise, it's just gonna come out crap every single time. The trick is now to make sure underneath the brows are looking perfect is to pull the brow up, and that should be a straight line, and pull the brow up here, and that should be a nice curve. As you can see on this brow, it's not really straight as it is on this brow, and what I would do is just fill in here, because that's also going into your eye and it looks kind of weird when people do their makeup and they don't put anything there. We're gonna go back in with the brow pencil and we're now gonna brush those hairs down so that way we can see what is naturally there, and we're gonna shape that using the same concealer combination. And we're gonna start a quarter way in, so here. And we're gonna shape that to get as close to the brow as possible. What this does, it kind of stops you from doing an overly thick brow, especially when a thick brow does not suit your face. And then from here, you can actually do as you please and shape it up, especially if you're using a concealer shade that is your exact shade or just a shade lighter than you. It's easier to mimic. Sometimes it's best to just cover up that arch that may go up like that. You might just want to curve it because it's not for everyone. That is one brow finished. This is optional, but I then go on to fill in here, and this is another way, if you can see, how to shape your brows and to do those extra imperfections. To buff out the product, I also go in with the PC18 brush by Peaches and Cream. It actually doesn't have to be this big. I also use a smaller brush. This will just blend it out quicker than the smaller one, and the smaller one will be more of like a precision blend. I like to use tapping motions because I don't want the brush to absorb too much of the product. As you can see, I start off with the top, blending it all out. Do the same with the other side. My brows are actually looking really good and I'm so happy. I'm having a good brow day on camera because it's very rare these days. Doing underneath the brows. Notice how I've also avoided doing here. I'm gonna do that till last. Blending out underneath the brows now, where it's most likely like really dried up. And accidentally going into my actual eyebrow. Now we're gonna blend here, and we're kind of like blending it into like the front of the brow as well, just to get rid of that box brow effect that I absolutely hate. I like it when it creates like an ombre effect, but this is what the brows should look like. I'm using Laura Mercier with the PC28 brush from Peaches and Cream. And we're literally just dabbing it all in there, getting it all over the brush and tapping it ever so lightly throughout the brow. You don't need to push, like it's literally as if you're just so lightly just touching something ever so lightly onto your brow. You then want to go in with your favourite eyebrow pen. I'm using the NYX Professional Makeup Brow Tint Pen in the shade Brunette. This pen is super similar to the light brunette pencil that I've used. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in wherever that concealer was and then do the rest of my makeup. We're literally doing very light strokes, and we're being very intentional with where it is that we're putting it, because we're really just trying to get rid of where that concealer blended into our brows. Somehow, some way, I always have one brow that is better than the other one. On this occasion, I am really leaning towards this one rather than this one. On the bright side, I did find my NYX brow glue. This is what we're gonna use now. We're gonna brush this up so it's like we're creating like a messy brow, just so it doesn't look so perfect. We're gonna do the same with mash up brow. You can then like use your finger ever so lightly and kind of like press down on it. You don't want to transfer it because it is still wet, but you kind of want to just push the brow hair down because it does get quite sticky. In my second brow tutorial, once I know how to like perfect this mistake, I'm definitely gonna find like another way of doing this, because girl, this one is a hot mess, but I can see where it can be helped, but I just can't help it on camera, otherwise I'll be here for a very long time. This is my brow routine. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I really tried my hardest to get this on camera. That is my brows finished. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I really did try my hardest. Honestly, it took some time, but we got there in the end. Again, I am still sick. I'm still very sick, so I will see you in the next one.